Hey guys, I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and today we're going to take you on our overland adventure to the north rim of the Grand Canyon. We're going to Kelly Point. Kelly Point is one of our favorite spots. It is a little more remote than some of the places you're going to be going, so if you do come out here, you need to be prepared. There's some rugged terrain and it's a long way from anything. So some of the stuff that we've done to our machines, we've got roof racks, adventure roof racks, we've got cargo racks, cargo boxes, all kinds of stuff like that. And if you want to know more about that, you can watch our build video. But one of the first points of interest where we're starting from, we're actually starting in Mesquite. We're gonna go from there over to Lime Kiln Canyon. Almost immediately, we crossed into Arizona, and the drive up to the top of the canyon was pretty mellow through some campgrounds and curves. High canyon walls and a herd of cows were most of the scenery we rode through. Now, high clearance wasn't really an issue until we got to the backside of the trail, and coming out, we did need a little bit more travel, which we were more than equipped for in our vehicles. We passed multiple Jeeps, and even a Wrangler with stock suspension made it through here, so you probably can too. And then we rolled through Piccoon Basin. It's super beautiful. You've got these huge Joshua trees. I haven't seen them that big, and you're starting to see a little bit of color in the desert. Dropping down into Piccoon Basin, the temperature started to rise. We were well into the 80-degree range before noon, so we were glad we stocked up on water. And for me, I stocked up on soda, and maybe that's not the best for hydration, but it sure was nice to have one of those ice-cold soda pops. Now, the road through the basin flowed with the elevation changes of the landscape. It was lined with blooming wildflowers and cacti, and it's kind of a different kind of beauty that you don't get to see every day. From there, you've got a few different options to get out to Kelly Point, but we decided we want a little bit of a challenge, so we decided to go through Grand Gulch. Now, if you go this way, you're going to get into some rock crawling through that section, but it was definitely a good time and worth the extra trouble. The road up to the Grand Gulch started to get rocky. We had a couple of slower sections of rock crawling at the bottom, but once we were into the gulch, it mellowed out quite a bit. Now, as we were driving through the high canyon walls, we noticed the cacti actually growing out of the side, and we were just amazed at the resilience of life in the desert. Closer to the top of the canyon, we came to our first real technical driving section. Now, for me, this is one of my favorite parts about these adventure rides, but you do want to be a little more careful because you don't want to be stranded out here. But we did bring some spare parts and some tools just in case something happened. Now, whether you're experienced with this or not, it's always nice to have someone else with you that can help you out if you get in a bind. Once we came out of the top of the gulch, we had a smooth, flowy trail ahead of us. That brought us up to Grand Gulch Mine. This is a super old copper mine that used to be really busy back in the day. How many trails are on the way?
Yeah.
We've seen probably 137, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Bunch of splits, and I'm surprised. We just saw a group of UTVs drive by, and I'm a little surprised we did.
But it's just, I mean, we are a long ways from anything. I don't know if I'd come out to mine, but if I was going to take an extended month-long vacation, 2 months, I bet I could do some serious exploring out here.
Well, it was a hard time back then. It'd snow, it'd get cold.
I believe it.
So we started eating each other.
Then we came up on top, we got a change of scenery, started seeing some trees, and got into some comfortable cruising. There's some beautiful mountains, and it definitely chilled off just a little bit. That brought us to Ware Ranch. What's this area called?
This part's called Puddin' Flats. You don't want to be here when it rains, because it's the stickiest stuff you'll ever see. So we come out here, we know it's going to start raining about 7 o'clock, they said. Boy, did they nail it. I was sitting in the back seat. I thought I was in the sweet spot. Yeah. I had dirt clods that big coming up through the door and hitting me everywhere. There was just this big old pile of mud when we got stopped. Every time we'd stop, I'd have to pull that crap out. It was horrible. You don't want to be here when it rains.
So Eric, how's your machine holding up with all the gear?
Oh, it's awesome. One thing though is the springs. So I believe we're a little soft on our spring rate for what we're packing, but we're packing heavy out here. We want to be comfortable, and so oh yeah, we're packing the weight. Doesn't look like it's all in the back, down low.
So Jody, how's it handle with all the weight for overlanding?
Good. Yeah, I mean, we've had some fun little whoop-de-whoops, and you know, I can definitely feel it bottom, but it handles great. It's the magic carpet ride, that's for sure. Nice and comfy.
From Ware Ranch, you've got about an hour-and-a-half drive. The trees start to thicken up. You get into more rugged and remote terrain, but it's super beautiful. And then that's gonna bring you out to Kelly Point.
The gauge is saying we ran out of gas like 20 miles ago, but
it still runs. I think we're gonna make it on fumes. I think we're gonna be all right, but I think she needs an alignment. We'll see. Hey guys, we made it to Kelly Point. We got in kind of late last night, so we missed the view, but check that out. So that's Kelly Point, super scenic views. We got a good night's sleep. We're all packed up and we're ready to go out to Snap Point. As we've been driving along, we've seen a lot of different points of interest along the way, or just interesting things on the side of the road. And we just came across a monument to the VT Ranch. It was a 60-acre ranch. Now, yesterday we did see some cattle. Today we didn't see any. So quite a bit of difference now. The ranch is no longer in operation, but it's been a favorite gathering spot for the family for over 100 years. So we ended up skipping Snap Point. It was really windy on top, so we just came down Snap Canyon. Then we dropped down to Savic Mine. That's not for the faint of heart if you don't like heights or cliffs, but there is some beautiful scenery throughout that canyon.
We're just dropping down to Savic Mine. This is one of my favorite parts. Lots of rock crawling. This is actually some pretty gnarly stuff. Me and Jody were just talking about we ought to turn around and go up it now. But no, we're gonna bring Nick down. Like I said before, kind of a newbie to UTVing, so he's doing great so far. So let's bring him down. Come on, Nick. This way, this way. Just little movements, Nick. Perfect line. This way just a little, right there. Get your front tire in the air. Maybe. Oh man. Perfect. Back this way a little, right there. Very nice. This way just a little. Right there. Perfect. Killed it. That's awesome. So a lot of first-time people will be real jerky with the throttle and the brake, and he was very controlled off that. Just perfect. So nice job, Nick.
Thanks.
From here, we turned onto Road 113, which will eventually lead us back to Mesquite. Basically, we're taking the express lane back to civilization, but there's so many dirt roads around here, you could really get lost and have a lot of fun out here for several days if you wanted to. So if you're looking to do that, this is a great area for it. As we drop down in elevation, there's a change of scenery, and we did pass through multiple gates. So if you plan on adventuring here, please do it responsibly and remember to close the gates as you go through them. Let's all do our part so we can make sure we retain the privilege of exploring this beautiful desert for years to come.
that road was smooth as glass. Just kidding. That road was so rough that, check out what it did to Jody's machine. I noticed all this splashing and we haven't seen any water. And you look upstream from that, looks like I've blown a shock seal. So there's definitely some spots on this loop that we've laid out that are pretty gnarly, as you can attest to. We have chosen the rougher versions of them. That's kind of what we like. We like the rock crawling and the, you know, the tough stuff. But yeah, we're beating up our machines a little bit, but it is so fun. It is so beautiful. It's challenging. And like we've said a couple times, you could definitely do this easier. You don't have to do these exact routes to enjoy this area.
That's our UTV Overland adventure ride. We hope you guys enjoyed this experience along with us. And if you want to get into this and you're looking to go on an adventure ride and you need to get your UTV set up, go check out our website. That's where you're going to find these accessories. And if you're not sure what to put on your machine, go check out our XP1000 build. Now, as always, if you like this content and want to see more like it, subscribe to our channel. I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Thanks for watching.